guys, it's Chris Wong. For this video, I'm going to be talking about whether it's better to pay off your credit card first or to continue investing if you think the market's going to go up or you're going to get decent dividends. So as a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy interested in building a portfolio. So this is based on my last week's experience because I actually spent a bit more money than I usually would. So I did have a higher credit card balance. And for me to completely clear it off without selling any of my investments, I actually used up majority of my paycheck, my dividends, and I just pulled out like $100 off my margin account. So in the process of doing all this, I didn't really invest anything in the last week, and I'm probably not going to invest anything in the next week as well until my next paycheck comes. So is it better to pay off credit card first, even though I knew my balance was due in 2 weeks? Or is it better to invest, even though I know I was getting a paycheck in a week? And for me, I'd rather always make sure my credit card balance is paid off, even if it's not due in another month or 2 weeks. I'd rather have it cleared first before I continue investing again. So with paying off your credit card balance, there's a guarantee that it's paid off. And you cannot use stocks to pay off your credit card balance. Only cash is acceptable to pay it off. When it comes to investing, the markets go up and down, and the S&P 500 goes up on an average of 10% each year. But it's not going to be 10% every single year. Sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. So there's no guarantee that you can out-earn a credit card balance. The interest on most credit cards are usually around 20%. So that's really high compared to how much money you can make safely off your investments. So regardless of whether there are opportunities out there in the stock market, I'd rather have my credit card balance cleared before I continue investing. So even though there were times I didn't invest when the market was down because I was focused on making sure my credit card balance stays zero. For myself, when there's no money to owe to credit cards or any other loans, it's actually easier for me to invest. And that way I don't have to worry about owing people money. The only exception for myself is my margin account, because my margin account is based on my investments. And the investments I have, I get monthly dividends or weekly dividends that actually try to pay down the margin. So the credit card interest rate of around 20% that's charged on the remaining balance, and if it's unpaid and it compounds over time, that's actually a lot of money over time. If you compare 20% compounding compared to, like, say 10% in investment portfolio, there's a huge difference over time if your credit card balance is not paid off. So watching Unconventional Wealth Ideas videos, he always talked about the margin rate and how it's generally cheaper than credit card interest rates. So his margin rate is around 6% that he actually negotiated with the brokerage. For my margin interest rate, it's actually around 13% with Questrade. I know 13% margin rate does sound expensive, but it's still a lot cheaper than having to pay 20% interest rate on credit card balance. So going forward, protecting myself, I may consider adding an extra couple $100 to my minimum required balance that I must keep in my bank accounts. It's just a requirement that I create for myself, just in the event that I actually really need the cash, either to pay off my credit card balance or there's an emergency. So I don't usually keep that much cash in my bank accounts because I'm more focused on investing. Like, I usually keep at least $1,000 in my bank accounts, just as a minimum in case of any emergencies. Now, this is across at least 3 or 4 different bank accounts. Minority Mindset, he talks about minimum $2,000 emergency fund, but his interpretation probably meant that the $2,000 is not supposed to be touched at all unless it's an emergency, like emergency such as something broke down in your house or a medical accident. I have the Wealthsimple cash card, and I can actually wait for my dividends to come in and then transfer the dividends to Wealthsimple cash and I can use that to make purchases. So Wealthsimple Cash for me is faster overall compared to Questrade. As Questrade, I'll have to request a withdrawal, wait several days for it to show up into my bank account. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you guys for watching.